Happy New Year! It's January, and you know what that means? Transfer window is open, bringing some new players, sell some old players. December was a bit tough as the fixtures did catch up on us and fitness was a worry, but we've got a nice easy game and hopefully we can progress in the FA Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Football Manager video, part 5. And today, we're going to be taking on Burton in the FA Cup and Everton in the Premier League. But before that, since you were last with me, form has been good since obviously we played Man City and Aston Villa. Only lost to Man City in the Carabao Cup quarter-final and, well, we got absolutely torn apart by Bournemouth. I'm not quite sure what happened. We played a very rotated side, as you can see. Obviously due to a lot of fixture congestion, but we rotated a bit too much and they put out a full strength squad and absolutely destroyed us. But we won't be making that mistake again, that is for sure. And the Carabao quarterfinal, we rotated heavily for that as well, but they put out a full squad team as well. So we're knocked out of the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. We're still top of the league in the Premier League, just about. 2 points ahead of Tottenham, 6 points ahead of Man City, who have fallen off the pace a bit since they beat us, but we're not going to complain. Obviously, if we can get a couple more points ahead of Tottenham, that would be nice. But Martial, the top goal scorer, 15 goals in the Premier League. And the transfer window is open, and there has been some transfers. So, how do I... There we are. So, we signed Bruno Guimaraes. I think I probably murdered that name. For 13 million from Atletico. 2-star potential, 3.5-star potential player. He's going to be a good, but we didn't get a work permit for him, so we can't get him in the squad at the minute. And we also brought a player back, Memphis Depay, who we had a buyback clause of. Going back for 35 million, comes in 4-star, and comes in as the second best left attacking midfielder just behind Martial and joint top striker with Anthony Martial as well. There is course to maybe drop Rashford and get those two playing in the same squad, getting them playing together, but Rashford, he's lost his shooting boots at the minute, but I'm going to try and keep my faith in him, but if it doesn't stay strong, then we will have to get rid of him. Another player who's really coming to his own, Daniel James, is really progressing as a player. 2.5-star, 5-star potential now, and he's having a breakout season here at Manchester United. 17 appearances, 7 goals just in the Premier League alone, and it's been a good performance. But today we take on Burton, and this is the side to go out there and do hopefully progress in the FA Cup. So Pereira in goal, a back four of Ashley Young, Bailly, Rojo and Dalot, Matic and Levitt in midfield, Chong, Gomez and Depay all in behind, Mason Greenwood up front. Let's get into this. So Memphis Depay, this will be his first starting game since returning to us, and we're hoping that obviously bringing him back is a gamble. He was a bit of a flop last time he played for Manchester United, but oh my god, they're playing a back 7, 5 defenders and 2 central defensive midfielders. Right, I expect nothing but a win. But yeah, Memphis Depay was a bit of a flop the first time he played. Right, let's slow this down a bit. I have it very fast while I'm obviously progressing the games myself, but yeah, Memphis Depay, try again for the third time, was a bit of a flop, but I do bring it down to having that cursed number 7 shirt for Manchester United. No one has performed well in that shirt since Ronaldo, basically. He was the last decent man to perform well in it. We don't have replays on for some reason. Oh, we do have replays on, but it's not showing that replay. Okay, fair enough. But we went 1-0 up. An own goal from the Burton goalkeeper. We don't even have to score ourselves. But yeah, the number 7 shirt has basically been cursed since Cristiano Ronaldo wore it. Some of the players that have worn it after him, Michael Owen, Antonio Valencia, Angel Di Maria, Sanchez, even now, he's not been able to capture his form since moving over from Arsenal, and obviously Memphis Depay as well. It's probably a good idea, but once I'm thinking I'm going to get Sanchez to leave, and once he does, probably keep that number 7 shirt clear for a very long time. Give it a chance to kind of refresh, and that's a lovely goal from Dylan Levitt there. Outside the box, could maybe got... Why are we not showing replays then? Come on. Right, that's why, because it's not showing goals. There we go. Right, we've won a penalty anyway, and it's going to be Memphis to open up the scoring for his charts here at Manchester United. First goal. That was a great sentence, that was. But nonetheless, Memphis Depay tucks away the penalty, and it's 3-0 inside 20 minutes, and we knew this was going to be an easy match, but I think it's going to be a matter of, can we set a new record for the amount of goals in an FA Cup match? But yeah, so we've got players looking to leave. Chris Smalling's already... We've accepted a bid from Monaco for 15 million for Chris Smalling, so he should be on his way out. I'm looking at getting rid of some other players. Phil Jones, maybe Rojo. I'm looking at getting rid of Sanchez as well. Just start working a bit more on the youth, and we can't do that while we've got players who are a bit older and are not performing as well as they should be. We've got players coming through. Angel Gomez has had a very good first season. Chong as well. And with players around them like Pogba, Martial, Rashford, who can tutor them to the Manchester United way and get them playing the way they should be. Hopefully this will be a very good club in the near future. But that is another penalty. And Memphis Depay a chance to make it 2 from 2. Can he do that? And he does. Top corner. And that's 2 goals for Memphis Depay in his first start since returning to Manchester United. Don't need to see the replay of the penalty. But Depay having a great game. Greenwood looking complacent. We could do with another striker, really. Obviously, we've got Martial and Depay that can play up front. But they're more left wingers. We need another out-and-out striker. I did make an offer for Timo Werner. But they were looking at about 70 million for him, and we just don't have that much to spend at the minute. Preferably a young striker, or maybe someone with a bit more experience. I know I've just been talking about getting rid of old men, but maybe someone that could bring in tutor Rashford a bit, tutor Greenwood, give them that little bit that maybe they're missing at the minute. Tahith Chong, great goal from the outside the box there, and that's his 5th goal of the season, and it's 5-0 here. 65 minutes, we could probably get away with making this change. Gomez and Chong had 5 men around him and still managed to get a shot off and find in that bottom corner. But after that, 38 shots. Not even a shot for poor old Burton. But we're going to make a sub just before this corner. Angel Gomez has had a great game, but we're going to bring on Lingard, swap Depay over up front, and then bring on Pereira. And I think that'll do it for now. Greenwood's been a bit quiet. Goalkeeper collected that one easily. But the highlight is still going on. Big kick up the field. Rojo now. And it's Levitt in midfield. Gomez charging forward. All 5'4" of him. Gomez again collects the ball. And it's a great finish. Just as we're about to take him off. 2nd goal of the season for Angel Gomez. Coming from the goal kick from Burton. Gomez charging forward, charged nearly 3/4 of that pitch, and then took it round one man and found the goal. Unfortunately, the Burton keeper didn't have a chance, and it's 6-0. Another absolute dominant performance from Manchester United, and Gomez can go off with his head high, a goal and 2 assists. Chong now, Pereira must be loving this. Every time he's played, he's near enough got a clean sheet because he's played in Europa League or Cup matches. He did pretty well in that game against Man City in the Carabao Cup, considering they played a full-strength team. You can't take anything away from him. Chong, yet again, getting another goal. This boy is going to be special. Pereira on that left-hand side, all the way back to Lingard, and Chong was just waiting there, and first time finished into that bottom corner. And this boy is going to be special. We're looking for someone who's very confident on that right-hand side. Daniel James has been very well, but he's not an out-and-out right winger. But, oh, and Burton have scored. Oh, it's been disallowed. Well, I guess that counts as their first shot, but they put the ball in our back of the net, which is a bit worrying. But obviously it would have been 7-1, so it wouldn't have been disastrous. Everyone's had a cracking game here. We're going to make one more sub. James Garner on for Matic. We'll bring on one as a Carolero. We don't have an out-and-out playmaker, but that is all okay. We're just going to wrap things up here. Just see it out. I can't imagine any more goals going to be scored within this last 20 seconds. Ashley Young, Andreas Pereira, Memphis Depay now. Lingard, shot from distance. Collected by the Burton keeper. And there we go, full time. 7-0. 53 shots and 19 on target. That is what you call domination. Passionately. Very happy with that. Hand over to Mike Phelan. And that was a good game. Let's continue. And now let's go play Everton. Right then, let's go play Everton. But before that, we've had some transfers. So, we've sold Chris Smalling for 15 million to Monaco. We've also sold Romero for 15 million to PSG and Matic for 30 million to Monaco. And we've got some players hopefully coming in. We've made an offer for Bruno Fernandes, 64 million. Hopefully he will be coming in soon to replace obviously Matic, who's just left. And my director of football offered to buy this guy. I'm not too sure who he is, so we've scouted him before we confirm it. But this is the lineup to go out and play Everton. We're without Paul Pogba as he's ill, so selling Matic was bad timing. But so we're going with Tahir in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Bailly. Oh, the reason we're playing Maguire is because he's a bit injured at the minute, so he should be back for next episode. And Luke Shaw, McTominay and Fosu Mensah in the middle. Depay, Mata and Chong. He played very well. We can't really not play him in the next match in the Premier League. And Martial up front. Rashford has been dropped due to his poor form. Right then, let's go and play Everton. So we've offered a couple other players out as well. We've offered Sanchez out, Phil Jones, Lee Grant, just players that aren't really making it into the team that could bring in some money to go and play, to go and sign some young players, some players that can come straight into the first team, etc, etc. So pick up where you left off last time. Scott McTominay is captain, which is interesting. Right then, let's go out there and do this. So, Everton currently sit in 8th. If we win this, by the looks of it, we will go 2 points clear still. Tottenham won their game, so they are going all the way with us. We thought it was going to be Man City, but Man City have dropped off the pace a little bit, which I'm not complaining about at all. Just tell the boys to get a bit creative. The players came to me as well. They were a bit upset about the selling of Matic and they're worried about the lack of depth we've now got on the side. But I told them obviously I'm looking to sign some players, preferably Bruno Fernandes if we can get him in. I'm looking for another striker, but we've got Martial up front now instead of Rashford, as Rashford has been missing his shooting boots for quite a while. Depay is looking tired, so is Chong and Fosu Mensah. I didn't even realise. That is not good at all. Maybe I should have rested them, but we'll take them off at about the halfway point if they are looking tired. Still 0-0 here at the minute, but Everton have an attack. Delph hits the crossbar. Very close there for the former Man City man. That would have hurt a bit if he would have scored. But Bailly now, McTominay with the captain's armband. Memphis now finding Martial. Easily saved for Jordan Pickford there. 3 players on yellow cards again. Might have to tell them to ease off the challenges here. Right. Far from pleased with what I just saw. Fire them up a bit, get them out there. That they want to win this game. But yeah, so we've also got Europa League football coming up again soon. We got our opponents. I can't remember who they were, but as far as I was aware, it's a pretty easy draw. So should easily, hopefully, progress to the next round of the Europa League as well. We drew Wolves in the next round of the FA Cup, so that will be a good match as well. Tougher opposition than Burton. Anyway, Chong now on that right hand side. Gets the cross in. Martial hits the crossbar. Rashford has scored a lot of headers. It makes you think, would he have scored that if it was Rashford on the pitch and not Martial? But that's the team we've gone for. Andre Gomez very close there. They didn't get very motivated by it. He shows some passion. Frustrated is looking Lindelof. But we are actually being beaten on shots, which makes a change. We normally have hundreds more shots than the other team. But Luke Shaw now with a throw-in. Memphis Depay. Martial goes out wide. And that's his 19th goal of the season into the bottom corner. Anthony Martial. And it's a good goal here. Coming from a throw-in to Luke Shaw. Memphis beats his man. Gets an assist as well. Finds Martial, who beats his man and puts it through Pickford, it looked like. But it's 1-0. And it's time to make some subs. We've got some very tired players out there. We're going to bring on James Garner. Central midfield. I think he's a support. It's fine. We're going to bring on Daniel James for Tenif Chong. And we'll bring on Levon Depay for a little longer. See, look what I mean. Daniel James has come a long way. He is now very good at all of those. Oh, 15 minutes left to go. Focus. So if we can just tell them to show some passion. Still, that's done nothing for them. We haven't got much passion in this team by the looks of it. Depay can come off, so rest him a bit. And we'll bring on Rashford on that left-hand side. Elite attacking midfielders, Memphis, and Rashford is just a striker. That's interesting. 3 minutes left. A 1-0 here isn't a bad result. I mean, it's not as many goals as we're used to scoring, but that puts us 2 points clear of Tottenham once again at the top of the table. Assertive. That was a good win for us. And hopefully next episode we can confirm Bruno Fernandes as well. But who we're going to be playing when we come back, let's have a look. We're probably going to do the double header of the Europa League first round knockout. So yeah, we'll go to them. We'll finish off the transfer window, see if there's any more players sold or brought in. And we'll look into that next Man City game. But for next episode, it'll be the UEFA Europa League against Rosenborg BK. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.